can have a goal or a desire or a plan, but it requires some work.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good to see you all again. Welcome back to, I don't even know if I have a formal title for this show, if you would, or for these video interviews. I don't really have a formal title. I guess I need to come up with one that would help me brand this a little bit better. But nonetheless, many of you know and have been following me as we've been talking about my new book, Temporary Assignments. This book has been absolutely a blessing to so many people. I've been absolutely excited to hear the testimonies and the feedback that people have been providing. Wisdom for reinventing your life and pursuing your purpose. And each month this year, as you follow me on YouTube and follow me on social media, I'm going to be pushing out videos that I'm doing with individuals across the country who are experts in their particular fields and their particular spaces. And this is now part 2 of our interview with Mr. Orlando Haynes, who is a guru extraordinaire in the area of career development and professional development, getting your career on track and helping you reinvent yourself and navigate the nuances of career building and resume writing and interviewing skills and keeping your iron sharp. You said something that was so powerful in our first interview, and I wrote it down. It says, and this is actually a tweetable, it said, past experience is not always relevant experience. I thought that was incredible. And you also shared something else that I thought was really interesting. I didn't know this until you shared it, that literally in our current marketplace, 85% of jobs are now found through search firms. That's absolutely incredible. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. So, real quick, just to tell everybody who you are again, we may have somebody may watch part 2 before they watch part 1. So really fast, in a nutshell, just remind us again who you are and tell us the work that you do.
Absolutely. Orlando Haynes, I am founder, career achievement speaker, and published author of the InsideRecruiter.com. I have a book out now. It's called the Inside Career Tips That Every Job Seeker Should Know. I'm actually working on a second book. It's called Mastering Your Career Journey.
Wow.
With 11 experts unveiling the secrets to success. So that's going to be a collaborative book that's coming out in spring of this year. So that's going to be an incredible book for job seekers. And my website is the Inside Career.
All right. Give us the website again. Your Wi-Fi connection broke up a little bit. I want to make sure that everybody has it really clear.
Absolutely. The InsideRecruiter.com. And then for our social media, for Facebook is the Inside Recruiter. On Twitter, it's the Inside REC. And then Instagram is the Inside Recruiter.
Awesome. So listen, y'all, and I will put all of his social media. I'll tag it in our comment section here on this video. But I want all of you to go to Facebook. I want all of you to go to Instagram. I want you to go all to Twitter and like, share, follow, connect with this brother because he's definitely a guru in this area. And to be honest with you, let me just jump in, Brother Haynes, and just say that one of the reasons that I thought it was very important to take some time to interview folks like yourself that work in this space is because I have found over the last few years that there are lots of people that are going through change and transition in their life, and they are people of faith, right? They've got faith, right? They believe in God. They're faithful in their faith walk. There's lots of people who they believe in prayer and faith and read the Bible. But to be quite candid, they have not always presented who they are in the best way professionally. Man, we've gotten resumes that didn't look great, amazing people who didn't interview well, just the way that they package themselves, right? And, one of the things that I think we don't realize sometimes that we do from a professional standpoint, if you're filling out a resume for a corporate job, you don't need to start your cover letter with "Hello, I'm blessed and highly favored." It's just, we know you're blessed and we know you're highly favored, but somebody else that is not a person of faith may not have any idea what that means, what that looks like. And so let's talk a little bit about that a little bit in terms of, just some basic things that you think people need to consider and be aware of. And we got a little bit of a connection issue there, I think. Are you with me?
Yes, yeah, I'm still here. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. Let's just talk about a couple basic things that you could offer. Maybe if that's just 3 or 4 tips, some basic things that people should be aware of or should consider as they look at navigating transition in their life and in their professional careers, and to lay a good foundation for presenting themselves in a way that makes them marketable and cutting edge.
Absolutely. The first thing I would say, if you're starting out your career or making a transition, is to definitely hire a professional like myself, a career coach that can navigate the current waters. Because if you've been out the game in terms of interviewing for a while, you may assume things are going the same as normal, which is not the case. So you have to be caught up to speed with the current waters on how to navigate that. So hire a career coach. And you can do that at theinsiderecruiter.com. So quick plug again.
I love that.
And some of the things we'll walk you through, I'll walk you through is the starting point of resume, cover letter. We'll do mock interviews on what questions to ask, what questions not to ask, how to dress, because you have to think of yourself as a brand when you're out there. People say the moment the interview, from an interview standpoint, starts when you enter into the building. It actually is the moment you put your resume out on some of the social media.
Wow.
Because you have to think of yourself as a brand, as a Fortune 500, and your marketing of yourself has to be as such. So if you think of a Coca-Cola, they have a marketing department that specifically targets a certain area. All the brain power, the intellectual horsepower that goes behind that. We have to do the same thing and think of ourselves as a separate entity, and knowing that we are our own brand.
Wow,
so
that's
Jeff
good.
Bezos, and I'm big on quotes. Jeff Bezos, he's the owner of Amazon. He said, branding is, he said, branding, people say after you've left the building. So what does your brand say after you've left the building, after you've left the room? So once you put your information out there, if people are looking at it, confused and are not clear as to what you're targeting, then why would they give you a call? Why would someone like myself pick up the phone and give you a call? So you have to be crystal clear. I tell people that. Be specific, because they ask, I'll take anything. Well, there's no job titles out there titled anything. You have to be specific in what you're looking for. It's not our job to make clarity for you. It's to guide you to your clarity, or should I say, to your end goal.
That's good, man. That's good. That's so good. You quoted Jeff Bezos from Amazon. I'm gonna quote my grandmother.
Okay.
She said, "Your name will get around the corner before you physically walk around it."
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
Yeah, like man. That's good. She had a 3rd grade education, brother, but she had wisdom beyond anything that I can imagine. But
that's powerful.
Yeah, man, and it's so true.
I'm gonna steal that now. Just let you know.
But you gotta quote me, man, and I need my royalties.
I'm gonna do that.
That's funny. But it's true. We talked earlier in our interview, in part 1 of our interview, about Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, right, and just wisdom that we get from Scripture. And it's interesting because the book of Proverbs talks about a good name, right? You can't pay for a good name. And so even professionally, though, looking at how you present yourself on paper, right? You talked about the resume and the cover letter and your interview and all of those other kinds of things. Don't say any names, but tell me just a couple of some of the craziest things you've seen when it came to resumes and cover letters.
So resumes, it's crazy. You'll see folks putting their picture on there still. They'll put their zodiac sign, how many kids, their marital status.
Okay, time out. Wait a minute. Did you say zodiac sign?
Yeah, they'll put whether they're a Libra, or something, and it's like that has no relevance. And I'm immediately, unfortunately, we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but again, your appearance, how you're presenting yourself tells a lot. The first, it's not the cover, but it does let us know, like, okay, you didn't put much thought in this. You didn't research this. You didn't see what was relevant in today's market. So how
Yeah.
likely are you to be a good fit for an opportunity that you're applying for? So
Yeah.
it tells a lot about you, everything from grammar and formatting. It's crucial. I work with quite a few certified resume writers, and that's all they do day in and day out. And it's so crucial that your resume, because it speaks for you before you get a chance to speak for yourself. Similar to the quote you said your grandmother said, your name will get around the corner before you do.
Yeah.
So once it's out there, we're knowing everything about you.
Yeah.
It shows a chronological order of the business decisions you made for your life. So
Wow.
we now get an understanding a little bit of your mindset. Also, and maybe it's just me. This is the way I think, though. But what's on your resume tells me how you think, where you wanted to take your career, what decisions you made, and what companies, et cetera, et cetera. And it doesn't matter if you were, top executives or you were just the fry cooker at McDonald's. It doesn't matter. But it shows a consistent chain of events and decisions you've made.
Yeah.
And if it seems sporadic, then we're kind of knowing that your thought process is sporadic.
Yeah, let me ask you this though, because you mentioned about the pictures being on some people's resume. In some industries, though, that's actually okay, though, correct?
You'll see a lot of it in IT. IT, a lot of folks do it. Depending on the industry, if it's like a fashion industry or marketing, where they want to see some flair and everything to your presentation, it's okay. For the most part, it's not. That's why LinkedIn is now the main go-to. Once we see your resume, we want to go to your LinkedIn profile and make sure it matches. And that's where we get to see your professional picture. But it's still a little like, a chuckle for us recruiters and HR folks when we see the picture on the resume. But if the resume is flawless, we don't care at that point.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be bold enough to put it on there, it better be polished.
Yeah, because in ministry, when we're hiring folks in ministry spaces, oftentimes we actually ask for a photo. So it's interesting just to hear the dynamics. But it's important. I think the takeaway from all of this, from what you're saying, and I think what I just shared, I think it's important for a person to know their industry well enough to know what's right. Really accepted and what's not. I think that's one of the clear takeaways. So give me your take on graphic resumes. I know that that's a new phenomenon, a new trend in many spaces today. So what does that look like? How do you guys view those now?
You said graphic resumes?
Yeah, graphic resumes. Are you familiar with those?
In terms of how it looks, in terms of the all the bells and whistles on it.
Well, people are doing what they call graphic resumes now. In terms of the actual look and feel of the resume is much more of a sort of a graphic approach to it. It's got graphics on it and images, text boxes, and bar charts that may show their Myers-Briggs or all those kinds of things.
Right.
Is that what? So did I call it the right
those
thing?
Are fine. Those are fine as long as it's not excessive, because we're still looking for content. And when you upload those resumes through the normal channels like Career Builder and Monster, the ATS systems, it has to capture what the text. It doesn't recognize graphs and pictures. So I would say for folks who are doing that to limit it and where you put. A lot of those on the resumes there. Someone's in the medical field, they just may put a medical symbol, things like that. But if it's, I would really limit the graphics on it, because we're looking for the content. It doesn't tell us anything. Anyone can throw a graphic on there. We need to verify what you put on your resume you can actually do. And that's verifiable through graphic in there. But looks good. But we want to see content, because there's a lot of things people don't think. They just say if it matches the job description. We're looking for good wording, proper grammar, things like that. So we want to see the actual, sentences, and be surprised some, bullet point words are not, it's not a really complete sentence. It's just a quick, summarization of what you did. So,
Yeah, the word I heard, the word
I
I,
would really limit that.
yeah, the word that stood out in my mind just then was substance. You guys are looking for substance. I think that's the case
Correct.
regardless of industry. People are looking for substance, not lies and not spinning, but substance.
Right. Because
Yeah,
you really do have we have 3 to 5 seconds to review it. If you've been in the industry long enough, your eyes are skilled and trained enough to know literally within that 5 second if this person has what we're looking for.
yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So we're going to sort of wrap this interview up really fast. But
Okay.
tell me, give me some wisdom tips, man. People are watching this and they need career help. So you mentioned, hire a career coach, getting some of your documents together. They help you get your documents together, your resume, cover letter, et cetera, et cetera. Give me one or two more wisdom tips for people. Something maybe that you wish you had known 20 years ago that you learned over the last 20 years or 15 years or 10 years that you wish someone had told you as you were finishing high school or finishing college and started navigating, your professional life.
Absolutely. I would say the number one tip would be definitely do your hard research of where you're looking to go. Another thing is be passionate about it. If you have no passion for that industry, you will not last. And one of the things I've heard being said, if you find something you would do for free, then that's something you can go into, make it a business or make it your profession because you truly have passion for it. And just be a student of your craft.
Yeah.
Again, don't go after just the monetary gain. I've known quite a few folks who became lawyers and accountants and are no longer in that industry because they found out after the fact that they didn't want that. They just thought it was a great profession and the income would just come on, not realize what the after effect was while you're in the market. So it's definitely going to be about passion because I had a lot of folks tell me or ask me, what, and I coach them on that too. Kind of scale down what are their likes, what are their dislikes, what they're good at, and what would they do for free.
Yeah.
So that always lets me know where to direct you into manifesting your career.
Yeah. In my book here, Temporary Assignments, in chapter 5, I actually talk about rookie mistakes, right? That's the title of the chapter. And, actually kind of walking through with people some of the things that we can't allow ignorance to be the card that we often play when it comes to our career. And so when you talk about doing your research, to me, not doing your research is a major rookie mistake. It is not taking the time to do your due diligence, and just because you're your grandmother's favorite child or your grandfather's favorite grandchild, or just because your daddy and your mommy, made you like a prince or a princess, or you've always gotten your way, doesn't mean that person sitting on the other side of that table or the person that's sitting on the other side of that computer to get your resume is going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And you're competing against a global market, not just Johnny from across the street. You're competing against a global market. And so, I'm so glad that you took the time to be on with us today and share just wisdom and some insight from a professional career standpoint around what it means to reinvent yourself in your career as you navigate life. And the big deal is I want people to take away from this brief conversation that we've had is that you can be a person of faith. You can be a follower of God, and God can have his hand on your life. He can give you a dream and a desire, but he expects you to do the work. And a part of that work is to sometimes be able to present yourself in a way that makes you able to compete in a global market or a global economy. Last thing I mentioned, one of the most interesting verses in scripture that I've ever read is where Jesus commends this shrewd manager. And in response to that, he says that sometimes children of light are not as wise as the children of the world. And I think that's a major takeaway for us as believers, because God can bless us in ways that we never even imagined, but we need to be able to always present our best foot forward. And so folks like yourself, Mr. Haynes, and others that are helping to get people together professionally are part of the kingdom message to take what we do professionally into the marketplace and equip believers and others with what we need to do. And so thank you for your time today. Is there anything else that you want to share? Any other things that hit your heart or your mind that you feel like would be great for our audience to know today?
I appreciate it, Mr. Harris, again, for the opportunity to present some information. I look forward to reading your book, so I'm definitely going to capture that. Hopefully we can, like you said, we'll meet face-to-face again and chop it up a bit.
Yeah.
But for folks out there, like you just mentioned, having that faith, but I always push that faith without works. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not out there working and grinding for your dream, it doesn't matter how much you believe. So I appreciate it again. Continued success to you and your book, sir. And
Thank you.
I look forward to future opportunities to collaborate with you.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to make a habit of this. This was incredible. So everybody, again, this is Christopher Harris, author of Temporary Assignments, Wisdom for Reinventing Your Life and Pursuing Your Purpose. I'm glad you were able to tune in today. Make sure you go and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. A brother is even on Pinterest. You can go find me on Pinterest. I'm at CJ Harris, ONE, CJ Harris 1 on all of those. I want to be a part of your journey to help inspire you and motivate you, push you towards inspired wisdom living. And I believe God's got incredible for you. God's going to do incredible in your life, but you got to be able to put the work into it. So until next time, we'll check you out later. Peace, everybody.
You can have a goal or a desire or a plan, but it requires some work.